The League of Nations was established in 1920 with the goal of promoting international cooperation, achieving international peace and security, and eliminating the causes of war through open diplomacy, cooperation, and disarmament. Despite its ultimate failure to prevent World War II, the League did have some achievements during its 26-year existence. The League established bureaus, commissions, and bodies dedicated to specific missions, including disease eradication, campaigning against child labor, improving conditions for workers, curtailing human trafficking and the international drug trade, and arguing for women's rights. The League of Nations was also the first international body to codify the rights of refugees, stateless individuals, and ethnic minorities, imbuing them with recognition and certain protections. At its most prolific and politically significant, the League of Nations also acted as the engine behind a series of major disarmament efforts, such as the Washington Naval Treaty. However, the League was also beset by several shortcomings. The United States, one of the most powerful nations at the time, refused to join the League, weakening its effectiveness. The League's Executive League Council consisted of 4 unelected permanent members, all from the victorious Entente powers of World War I, and 4 non-permanent member nations elected to serve out 3-year terms. This resulted in a lack of representation from other regions of the world, particularly Asia and Africa. The League was also unable to prevent the rise of fascist regimes, particularly Germany under Hitler's leadership, which ultimately led to the outbreak of World War II. Fast forward to the present day, and the United Nations is an international organization with 193 member states, far surpassing the League of Nations' peak membership of 58. The United Nations is widely regarded as the primary global organization for addressing issues of peace and security, human rights, and sustainable development. Its mandate includes upholding the principles of the Charter of the United Nations, which includes the commitment to maintain international peace and security, promoting economic and social progress and development, and respecting human rights and fundamental freedoms. The United Nations structure is similar to the League of Nations in some respects, but with some notable differences. The United Nations Security Council is the body primarily responsible for maintaining international peace and security, and has 15 members. Of these, 5 are permanent members with veto power: China, France, Russia, the United Kingdom, and the United States. The remaining 10 members are elected to serve 2-year terms, and are non-permanent. The General Assembly is the main deliberative body of the United Nations, with each member state having 1 vote. The United Nations Secretariat, headed by the Secretary General, is responsible for carrying out the day-to-day work of the organization. The United Nations has had some notable successes in the areas of peacekeeping, human rights, and development. Since its inception, the United Nations has deployed over 70 peacekeeping missions, helping to prevent and resolve conflicts around the world. The United Nations has also been instrumental in promoting human rights and social justice, with the Universal Declaration of Human Rights being a key achievement. In terms of development, the United Nations has played a leading role in promoting sustainable development, with the Sustainable Development Goals providing a framework for global cooperation towards ending poverty, protecting the planet, and ensuring prosperity for all. Of course, the United Nations has also faced its share of challenges and criticisms. Like the League of Nations before it, the United Nations has been criticized for being slow to act or ineffective in preventing conflicts and atrocities. The Security Council's veto power has also been a source of controversy, with some arguing that it has prevented the United Nations from taking decisive action in certain situations. The United Nations has also been criticized for being too bureaucratic, and for not doing enough to address issues such as climate change and global inequality. Despite these challenges, the United Nations remains a vital institution for promoting international cooperation and addressing global challenges. While the League of Nations ultimately proved to be an inadequate response to the challenges of the interwar period, its legacy lives on in the form of the United Nations and its ongoing efforts to create a more peaceful, just, and sustainable world.